I have handled cases where one spouse has refused the divorce, and basically, the only difference it made was things took a little longer. There are things that we can do. We can ask for court orders that require the other spouse to attend. And even if the other person shows up at court and says that they don't want a divorce, so long as you are telling the court that your marriage is irretrievably broken and that you want the divorce, then the court will grant the divorce. Both parties do not need to agree to get a divorce in order for the court to grant your divorce. No, someone cannot actually stop a divorce. They can slow it down, they can make things really difficult, but they cannot stop it. If you have a hard time getting your spouse served, then there are other methods of service that are available to you. Even if you are able to get your soon to be ex served and they don't show up, they don't participate at all, there are things that we can do in court to make sure that your divorce still proceeds forward, even if the other spouse doesn't participate. Some of the delays that can happen if one spouse doesn't participate will probably have a few more court dates in order to get a divorce. The court wants to make sure that both parties have the opportunity to participate in the divorce if they want to. But if you go to court, the other person doesn't come, it's possible the court might give that person a few chances. If and the person still doesn't show up and still doesn't participate, then you can ask the court for an order to appear at the next court date. And if the person still doesn't appear, even if they've been ordered to appear, then it's very likely that the court will grant your divorce. The main delays are court dates. But whether you want to proceed forward with the divorce without the other person's participation is going to be up to you because you probably do not have that person's financial information either. So if you have a situation where you don't think the other person is going to participate, it's best to talk to an attorney who can help you through the process. If you're in a situation where you want the divorce, but you hesitate in getting a divorce because you don't think the other person wants it, I recommend that you just go forward with the divorce because you can still get a divorce even if the other person doesn't want it. All you would need to do is file your divorce papers and you get that person served with divorce papers. Then that forces the person to participate and get a divorce. So, my advice is to just go forward and do what you want. If you're a spouse who has been served with divorce papers and you don't want the divorce, that's not something that is going to be your choice. That means that your spouse wants the divorce. And so long as one of you wants the divorce, then the court is going to grant that divorce. My advice to you is to participate in the process, even though you don't want to, because that divorce is going to happen whether you want it to or not. So, the best thing to do is to do what's required so that you can get the best possible outcome.